So, another day, another Nijisanji drama. Nijisanji got banned from a museum in Japan. Here is why. I don't know if they got banned because of everything they did, or they did something bad again and they got banned. But let's find out.
Okay, so it seems like Nijisanji's found themselves...
Wait, why is the quality this bad?
Okay, so it seems like Nijisanji's found themselves in even more drama, and this time
what? The Adult Doll Museum. Oh, I will Google that. I will watch that.
Crazy, as they've been banned from an actual place over in Japan. Now, this is a adult doll museum over in Japan, who the owner is actually kind of, freaking out about the fact that Nijisanji has visited and that they've been trying to visit this place for a very long time. Now, essentially what's happened, they say the VTuber agency Nijisanji has been put on blast by an adult doll museum, with the owner calling the agency a bunch of scumbags and banning them
finally someone that called them for what they are,
from ever setting foot inside the property ever again. Which, if you don't know, recently there's been...
Imagine you are so dirty that you even get banned from an adult doll museum.
A ton of drama surrounding Nijisanji. I mean, Nijisanji has always been in a lot of drama for like the past couple of months, past couple of years even.
It's the same oof as the girl that slept with 1,000 men. Got banned from OF because she planned some wild video again about being a pet in a zoo or whatever.
Recently we had the stuff with Twisty and her calling out the malpractices of Nijisanji, and also we got other stuff coming out about Nijisanji, and people aren't very happy with them at the moment, and it seems like this...
They actually need to rebrand maybe, because their name is tarnished way too much.
It's just been added onto that for them as well, and essentially, yeah, they say they are banned from ever stepping foot inside of this property again. And obviously, there's in a scathing blog post written on June 20th, the owner of Japan's one and only adult doll museum, Yashio Hihokan, has called out Nijisanji after the VTuber agency reportedly turned up and uninvited and recorded without permission.
Classic.
The museum owner has also claimed that Nijisanji's staff wrote him disgusting emails, supposedly hounding them for an interview. It's important to note that the Adult Doll Museum is a two-story house which Japanese photographer Yoshitaka Hyodo converted to display his collection of plastic lovers. So essentially, yeah, it seems like they've been bombarding this person with emails, and this seems like a kind of common thing that Nijisanji would do, is kind of harassing them to get them an interview. They say, as a result, people who wish to venture into the museum must first book an appointment before they can set foot within the property. However, according to Hyodo,
they were thinking that they can treat random people that own their own businesses as their livers. No, you can't treat people like shit and get away with it.
So again, there was a Nijisanji VTuber that turned up, and if you guys don't know who it is, it's a VTuber under the name of Tsukino Mito, or Mito Tsukino, whatever you want to call it. They have a lot of followers. They have 900,000 followers.
What? That number exists? 900,000?
And they are very, very popular, and essentially, yes, this was one of the people that actually turned up outside of the museum. I don't know if this post is something to do with it. I mean, I feel like it might do, seeing as this is such a long thing. Yeah, it is. And obviously, it's been a really, really big issue in terms of this kind of stuff. Now, they say Nijisanji banned from adult museums. Say Yashio Hihokan requires a reservation and have made a request that if I want to interview them, I will contact them in advance for the museum's owner. But one day, the Nijisanji chairman and another person suddenly showed up, even though it was not an opening day. I was not there, so I told them to make a reservation.
That is a very bold move, to just show up and be like, hey, I'm Nijisanji, I want to interview you today. I don't care about who you are. Respect the rules, go away.
Hyodo then stated that he had another unauthorized visit from the chairman again on May 26th, asking the owner for an interview, as indicated by Automaton. It appears that a Nijisanji-affiliated VTuber actually visited the premises and secretly filmed the museum without getting prior consent. So it seems like
they are all criminals there, like the VTubers, the chairman, the managers. At this point, I'm just thinking they are like a kind of mafia or yakuza, and they launder money with their VTuber agency.
Like, these people were visiting this museum and asking for an interview and be like, hey, can we come around, can we come around? And then after that, one of the VTubers actually went to this place and did a whole video there and filmed in secret. Now, this is the video itself. You can see the video is still up. If it wasn't still up, I wouldn't be able to play it right now. And it's a 12-minute video, essentially, of them, going to the place. And I think there's also some parts where, essentially, they put like a VTuber model over the top of them. Yeah, you can see here. There's a VTuber model over the top of them that just sat there. So again, You know, it's just them talking about that time there, which would be a normal and pretty, you know, enjoyable, I guess, video if they did get permission to film that in the first place, but they didn't, and they didn't actually tell anybody they were. They said, ours is a private home right here.
Yes, and it's stupid because what pushed them to do that? Like, are you hungry for money that much that you think that video need to go out in order to print money on YouTube and you just like did it illegally?
So if you want to interview someone, there's a code of honor you should follow. They didn't follow that at all.
Yes, a code of honor, and there is a big difference of taking pictures for yourself and for a YouTube video. Usually you like ask the person permission. And it really show that Nijisanji is like rooted to the core, not only the Nijisanji Ien, but even Nijisanji Japan. Japanese people are some of the most well-mannered people on earth. And yet, people at Nijisanji don't have manners. A classic, I would say.
You can only be rude to people who are tolerant and will never deal with me again. They said it's certainly a bizarre story, but also not the first adult doll-related incident we've come from. So again, it's a pretty crazy situation. Obviously, there's been even more that's come out about this, as Rima has been covering this quite a bit as well. Rima is a great content creator, guys. You guys can go follow her. She does very similar stuff in terms of covering VTuber news, and she's gone very, very in-depth into this, obviously talking about the fact that Nijisanji banned from museum after receiving multiple angry and rude emails from Nijisanji managers and breaking several rules. So again, it's safe to say that these people are not going to be allowed back in here. Even the talent probably aren't going to be allowed back in here, which obviously is such a shame. And obviously they say on the other
and for once, it's like the management directly that did a big oopsie.
Aside, the Nijisanji liver Tsukino Mito, who went into the museum and recorded for YouTube, for a YouTube video, released her own account of the event, claiming that they did have permission to record and that the emails weren't rude, basically.
If you had the email proving that you can record, you probably will show it.
So essentially, yeah, she is kind of refuting that and saying the fact that, you know, they had permission to record, and that they're saying that this dude, the owner of the museum, is now lying or is trying to...
Wait, unless I have a theory here. Imagine they didn't have the permission, but the management lied to her and were like, don't worry, we got permission. So management lied to her and she don't know, or she know and pretend she don't know.
To make things up, to make them seem worse, which again, I don't think, I'm not sure who to believe in this case. I would be more on the side of the museum owner due to the fact of what Nijisanji has done in the past, the, you know, twisted kind of stories that they've done, the kind of changing of different narratives that they've done in the past. I feel like, you know, Nijisanji don't have the best rep whenever it comes to taking information from them. So again, I probably would side with the museum owner here. But hey, maybe there is a possibility that they did, and maybe they forgot, maybe they, you know, just wanted another reason to get angry at them. And obviously people saying, yeah, lol, Kurosanji being Kurosanji.
Very based. This is a very Nijisanji move.
They're saying, bro, it doesn't end. Is this the season where Nijisanji goes crazy again? This agency has platforms. Reset the clocks for Niji Yabs. You know, again, nothing surprises me anymore. Maybe an understatement. Said they're just digging their talent deeper into a hole. Nijisanji doing its best to be a black company. You know, can Nijisanji companies stop for like 10 minutes? They're destroying their own lives' careers when they act like this to people. Which, yeah, people are not happy with Nijisanji at the moment because, again, it sounds like, you know, they were bombarding them with emails. They said, you know, even though the emails they say down here weren't rude, the owner obviously claims they were rude and took it that way.
There is no reason to lie about it. He don't gain anything from it. But does Nijisanji gain something from lying? Yes, they got like the video and an excuse for posting it.
And they've done nothing really to kind of, you know, fix that. Now, essentially, Reem also followed up with another post of essentially there's been a update saying that the museum owner actually made another blog post claiming that he's actually had some, you know, threats made towards them and the place, saying that he went against the Nijisanji liver Tsukino Mito.
Oh, we can see the dolls. This is so cute.
To be clear, this was either sent by a deranged fan or an anti. So yeah, again, there are some pretty extreme fans out there, especially over in Japan, who yeah, will do anything for their VTuber and could potentially be one of these people that have sent a lot of these threats to this person, because again, a lot of these fans are going to pick up on this, and you know, it's hard to say, but there are still Nijisanji fans out there and people who will protect them. And essentially, yeah, they actually yeah, they said I received a threatening letter. And they essentially, I think they quote it here. I don't really want to read it, but you guys can read it for yourself right here. It's right here if you guys want to see it. And they're essentially asking them to send 18.13 million yen to all bank accounts, which I don't really know why. I mean, It's a pretty crazy ask.
This is just someone trying like to get money from the drama.
I don't know what they're trying to achieve with the money. But again, you know, obviously they literally mentioned don't go against Tsukino Mito, which again is pretty crazy. And obviously, yeah, they said this is a deranged fan, this is or an anti or something like that, which again is pretty crazy. They're saying either the dude is crazy or Niji is thinking they could actually use the antis to benefit. It said, then why did the owners previously blame the corporation and ban them? Is this now a separate issue? Said, I'm guessing this is what Nijisanji fans look like. They said, I only have one thing to ask Nijisanji fans. What is wrong with you people? Absolutely disgusting.
Everything is wrong with them. Like if you put the list and you compare it with not wrong with them, what is wrong is way too long. So you need to ask them what is not wrong with you.
Behavior. I was about to tell you you're fast. Niji fans just literally send bomb threats like they are acting a commit of domestic terrorism at this point, which again, yeah, definitely is true. I don't think it's fair to say that every single Nijisanji fan is, you know, like this. Or
Yes, of course, not every one of them. Let's take 1,000 people. In 1,000 people, probably 200, 300 will be like weird enough to do this kind of stuff. The issue is that those 200 will be representing everyone because they're gonna be the loud ones.
at this extreme. But obviously, I feel like after hearing a lot of the news that's come out, I think Nijisanji fans have a less I don't know, they're less liked due to the fact that they know the information that's gone on behind the scenes, and they, you know, purposely choose to still support this company. They purposely choose to still support these talents, which again, I think it's, you know, it's fine because obviously the talents don't have any choice sometimes where, you know, they have to stick with Nijisanji and they want to support the talents through that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of people as well like this who are pretty crazy and do things like this for Nijisanji, for their favorite VTubers. And yeah, it's just a pretty crazy situation overall that has come out from Nijisanji recently. But yeah, this is also the post from Tsukino Mito. We won't go through all of this. We know essentially what they said there was the fact that, you know, obviously, apparently they got permission to do it, and apparently, yeah, it wasn't rude emails or anything coming through.
I repeat again, there is no reason for the owner to lie about giving them permission or not, because he can legally give them permission, and before they start, he can remove the permission. Like if there is no payment, for example, if they paid, they need to give back the money, for example. But if they are like just a fan project, it's like, okay, you can take footage, then okay, you know what? I changed my mind. You can't. He can't do that. So there's no reason for him to lie about this.
No, at the end of the day, and it seems like there hasn't been any more evidence or news on this so far, but we'll have to keep you guys up to date if anything is to happen. But yeah, it's just another case of Nijisanji being, you know, some horrible people.
Yeah, as we said, another day, another Nijisanji drama. And before I was like, oh my god, this is crazy how they did this. Like recently, I'm just like, oh, they did this finally. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.